Oh, yeah. All righty. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Obviously a very special, happy day for the Wildcat family. Just the morning of show for today. We'll start with opening remarks from Dave Beakey, and then we'll transition into Coach Brennan's talk. And after that, we'll have questions. We do have a microphone somewhere around here for questions. So once again, questions at the very end after Coach Brennan's remarks. So without further ado, I'll take it over to Dave.
All right. Well, thanks, Matt. Appreciate it. What a great crowd. Good to see everybody here today. Big day in Arizona history. I do want to make one point. One of our key people is unable to be here today, and that's Dr. Robbins. He sends his greetings, and he's talked to Coach, but he's a little bit under the weather today, and for everybody's safety, he's not able to be here. But he's here with us in spirit. So, as I said, this is really a landmark day for Arizona football, Arizona athletics, our institution, Southern Arizona, and certainly the city of Tucson. After we went through a pretty swift process, we're moving forward. We've got our new head football coach. I want to start right from what's most important. I'm thrilled, I'm excited, I'm proud to have our new head coach, to have Brent Brennan as our new head coach, the new leader and the new head coach of this football program. So I think that deserves a round of applause, probably, right? And, with every head coach, and certainly in the athletics world and the coaching business, a good team around you is really important. And Brent has that, and we welcome Courtney, Casey, who's here with us as well. Their two other children, Scotty and Blake, who aren't here but I know are here in spirit and maybe watching it online as well. But it takes a great team, and we welcome you to this incredible family here. In a sense, we welcome you back home to Arizona. So there's tremendous opportunity, there's tremendous excitement, there's tremendous enthusiasm for this next historic chapter. The base has been set, high-level success, a national attention on this program, national rankings, competing for championships, being an elite football program, and players, both past and present, a brotherhood that is special at Arizona and in this football program, and a brotherhood that exists today, a group of players that has done so much that are in this locker room right now that have made it happen. I know, as I say, I know our players, both past and present, our staff, our students, this university community, our loyal supporters, many of them that are here today with us. You'll love Brent Brennan if you haven't met him yet and you don't already know him. You will love Brent Brennan. You'll love what he stands for and what the vision of excellence that he has. It's more than just football in his life, but football is a big part of it. Much of that centers around his strong connections and the legacy that you'll hear more about, I know, as we go through today. What about Coach Brennan? He's genuine, he's authentic, he's a real person, he's a man of the greatest, highest integrity, great character. He cares about people. And I think I've learned that in my time around Brent. He invests in relationships, he invests in people. That's important to him, and it goes a long ways, and that's what one of the big things that impresses me about him. So now, along with that, incredible energy, laser focus on success, on competition, and yeah, there's an intense competitive drive and edge to him. So look out when that comes around the corner. But again, back to the person. When I'm always around him and when I talk to people, the thing that comes out mostly is the glass is always full with Brent. It's always full. It's not half full. The glass is always full. And that's pretty powerful, and that's infectious, and that's what why people rally around him. So he's got a strong appreciation for this program, his long and significant connections with Coach Tomey, those principles, those philosophies, that passion for Arizona football with Coach Tomey. And I get a little emotional. I really do. That's the recipe for success. Nancy, we're really proud to have you here, and I'm glad you could join us. I know that you're important to this whole family who's joining us. So for Coach Brennan, it's about his student athletes, first and foremost. It's about his players. and create an environment that embraces excellence on the field, in school, in the classroom, in the community, and in their lives. And that's what this program's always been about. That's what our entire athletic program's always been about. And so back to where I started. I couldn't be more thrilled and excited about the man that sits next to me. I stood in front of our players yesterday, and I was fired up. I was really fired up. And so help me in welcoming the next, our head football coach, the new head football coach, Brent Brennan. You get to put that one up there.
We'll do one photo right here. Great, gentlemen. Hold that. One more. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
That was awesome.
All right. G-Man, it's your show. All right. Yeah.
It's good to see everybody. Thank you, Dave. I know he already introduced my wife and daughter who are here, but you know, Courtney and Casey, it's awesome having you here. And if I didn't mention you, I'd be that guy that didn't mention you, and I don't want to be that guy. But Courtney is our rock. She's a coach's wife to the core. She's been around every locker room. She's been a part of every huddle. Not an easy path, but a incredible journey. And so I'm super just grateful for you. And Casey and the Brennan kids, you know, two of them are in college now, but the youngest one's still in high school. And I think this is, you know, he's so excited about this. And he's also sitting there going, shoot, I'm 16 and now I got to leave my friends and family, or people here. So Scotty, I hope you're watching, love you. I really want to thank President Robbins and Dave Hickey for giving me this opportunity. Like, my excitement about being here is over the top. I haven't really walked around here in a long time. A couple years ago, we were here for the bowl game, and this building had not been renovated yet. It looked then nothing like it looks now. The thing is unbelievable. I had no idea of just the commitment to facilities and the upgrades that have happened here, you know, from Dave and from President Robbins and from like an incredible amount of donors and people that care at a really high level to build something really special here. And so I've been walking around today with a member of my staff who's coming over with me from San Jose State, Ben Thenis, and it's been awesome. We are really excited about just how welcoming everyone has been and how amazing just walking around the university is and seeing these upgrades. It's been 20 years since I really walked the campus, right? So got a chance to meet Coach Lloyd today, which was awesome. So there's just a lot of really cool things, and I'm really grateful for the reception. I say all these things because I think people make the place special, and I'm absolutely all about people, and that's what has been really cool. It's just the outpouring of love and affection that I felt from everybody here in town, the community, everywhere, social media, whatever. It's the outpouring of well wishes and people excited about us being here. Nancy, I can't even look at you right now, but the impact that I know that Dick and Nancy had on this university, but really on my path, it's embarrassing a little bit. I don't think very often in your life, when you work, you think about somebody every day, like somebody, but that's what Coach Tomey's been for me. He's been the guy that every single day I think about, what would Coach T do here? Coach T would kill you for what just happened in this game. That kind of stuff. We just love you and we miss him. And again, people make the place, and Dick and Nancy made this place home for a long time, and obviously did a lot of incredible things with the football program. I started as a GA here in 2000, and I shared a supply closet with Dave Phipp, who's currently, Wildcat, free safety, strong safety, tough guy. One of the, I would say one of the real Tomey guys, right? Walked on, did it the hard way. He's now special teams coordinator for the Detroit Lions. And so I had this awesome moment. It was yesterday morning. I knew I was coming here. And I called him. I went for a walk like 5 in the morning in Los Gatos, California, this little small town we live in. And he picked up the phone. He's getting ready for a big game this week. He picked up the phone and he immediately started screaming. And his choices of words I can't repeat, but it was so exciting. We just had this incredible moment where we're both like screaming at 5 a.m. in Los Gatos, which you don't know, sometimes that can get the police on you pretty fast, But it was just this incredible moment because he and I sat closer than this in the supply closet in the old offices. At the time, my wife and I were newlyweds, and there's just been lots of life since then. 3 amazing kids, all kinds of, football journey. We were with another Arizona legend, Rich Ellerson at Cal Poly for 4 years when we left here, and then we left Cal Poly and we're at San Jose State with Coach Tomey and Mike McIntyre for the next 6. And, the experience of having that much time with Coach Tomey was really special. And just the toughness and the enthusiasm, but so much of how I'm built is because of what he instilled in me. And really, it starts with the players. It starts about loving your players and caring about your players. It's about person first, player second. And that's how I built every program or every position group that I've ever been a part of. And then went to Oregon State with Mike Riley. And, Mike was an awesome head coach and a really successful head coach. And I learned so much from Mike, and I was there with him for 4 years and then Gary Anderson for 2. But all these people had a real impact on my process and on my development as a coach, but none other than Coach Tomey. Because even when I was away from him, I always heard from him. And I'll tell you all a funny story. So I get the head job at San Jose State. And if I'm going too long, Dave, give me the hook.
Hey, whoa, this is your day. This is your day.
All right. So we're at San Jose State. And Coach Tomey had this saying that you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen. Okay? Some of you in the room have heard that before. And so we had just lost to Hawaii. It's my first year at San Jose State. And I see Brandon Sanders over there nodding his head on that coaching it or allowing it to happen phrase. So in the game, we're playing, and it's a close game in the fourth quarter, and it's my first year, and we're not very good. We're still trying to get it on track. And we are down 2, and we intercept we give up a touchdown, and they kick it off, and we score. We return a kickoff for a touchdown. But from 10 yards, maybe 20 yards out, maybe Ben, 20 yards out, one of the lead blockers and the returner high-fived all the way down the sideline as they scored. And then they got in the end zone, and there was like this big choreographed end zone celebration. Okay, so long story short, we lose the game. And I'm standing in front of the tunnel in Aloha Stadium, and I see Coach Tomey walking towards me. And when you were in trouble with Coach Tomey, he walked with you with like a little bit of a forward lean. And I knew I was in trouble. Like, think about it. It had been like 15 years since I'd worked for him, and I still knew I was in trouble, right? And so he's walking, and I'm talking to the media, and so I'm trying to finish up because I see it, and I know what's coming. And so I finish up with the media, and I immediately start backpedaling into the tunnel. Coach Tomey, so he's there, and I immediately say to him, Coach, I'm sorry. I know the penalty thing was embarrassing. It cost us the game. And he said, don't apologize to me. Get your ass back in that locker room and you apologize to your team because you're either coaching it or allowing it to happen. And I was like, okay. And so he just always had all these lessons for me, and they never stopped. And it was really cool because they continued when I got to be a head coach. And so 7 years at San Jose State as the head coach, I felt great about what we did there. I was really fortunate. I had great administration. I had 3 presidents, and they were all fantastic. The first president, Dr. Papazian, she believed in me when no one else did. Right? I was an assistant coach at Oregon State, and she saw something in me that no one else had before her, and I'm forever grateful for her. And I worked for good athletic directors and good ADs, and they gave us a chance to build a real program there, which was really, really rewarding. Again, the people make the place, and I'm really grateful for all those people and all those coaches that impacted my journey, but really all the players and coaches too. Right? I worked with a lot of people on our staff, and the amount of players that have reached out to me current players that I coached or players over the last 25 years. That's been an overwhelming thing for me, just the people's outpouring of love and support and excitement for this opportunity for us. And so, when I look at the opportunity here, all I can say is that I am incredibly honored to be the head coach at the University of Arizona. This is just an amazing moment for me, and I'm trying to get to know the team. I absolutely believe we can build a consistent winner here. We have everything you need to do that. And as I'm getting to know the kids, and I've been, in the weight room and the locker room and in the dining hall and in the indoor, making sure I got all the right facilities there. These players love this place, and they're really committed to each other. And so I have to be ultimately committed to them, but also putting a great staff around them, which I'm in the process of doing. That's one of the more complicated things of taking a job. But I promise that we're going to have great leaders, mentors, and developers of talent in this, in the building to help them get where they want to go and elevate our program as high as we possibly can. I think lots of schools talk about family, and I think it's a cliche thing in the football world. I don't think anybody did it better than Coach Tomey here. When I'm seeing all these former players, my brother was a former player, and how they still interact and the outpouring of love that I've gotten from them since this has all gone down. And that's what we are going to continue to do. We are going to double down on family, double down on loving each other and caring about each other, and we will build something you can all be proud of. That's all I got.
Good stuff.
We're going to open up for questions. We have mics to bring to you, so if you raise your hand, we'll give them an order. I saw Justin and Michael Lev go up first. Please introduce yourself and your outlet. David Kelly third. When starting your question for Coach Brent or for Dave.
Justin Spears from the Arizona Daily Star. Brent, welcome to Tucson.
Thank you.
What can you say about just your time here at Arizona, and do you have any fond memories of living in Tucson?
Oh, shoot, absolutely. It was, it was a fun time because Courtney and I had gotten married. We got married while we were here. I think we took the job in March. It was Coach Tomey's last season here. So it was also like a welcome to college football, just how challenging and hard and complicated it can be. But, I was a graduate assistant. She was paying the bills as a high-powered pharmaceutical sales was the job then. Our big date night was it Wildflowers? Was that right? That was our big date night. It was really fun because it was also special because at the same time my brother was playing for us, and the staff was so special, right? Like that's Rich Ellerson, Dwayne Aquina, Dave Phipp, Dino Babers, Rob Ianello. I mean, just a lot of really great. Lisa Bravo, I saw her in the building today. Just that part of it. I think that's such an important part. Coach Tomey was really good at that. I think we're really good at that, is making sure the environment is someplace that everybody wants to come to work every day and be there with people that you care about and are willing to invest the amount of time and effort that it requires to be good at football. And gosh, we had a great time. We had a great time here, yeah.
And then what can you share with us about the team meeting, the players' reaction, and what you're expecting the roster to potentially look like this upcoming season?
Okay, it's a lot of questions in one.
There's a lot there. I'll say it was a good day. It was a good announcement. I'll let you think about all those questions that were in the middle of that. But hey, it was great. It was great to stand in front of the team and present them.
Yeah.
Coach, they're excited. I know it was a really positive environment, and I know I've had a lot of really good feedback. So
I was just really honest with them. That's how I operate, And so I get it. Like they're a little bit hurt, right? Like it's tricky like that. And the reason I can say that is because I just did that to a team yesterday, right? Like yesterday morning before I got on the plane to come down here, I had to meet with the team at San Jose State. It was really, really hard, really, really emotional. And if you do build it right, and if your team is connected on a level that gives you a chance to be successful on Saturdays in the fall, they are going to be super connected. So when a piece of it leaves, there's going to be some fallout, right? And so I was just honest with them. I just asked them to give me a chance to earn their trust. we'll treat each other with respect, and the trust will be earned over time. And that I promise them I'd surround them with a great coaching staff and people that care about their development and who they are as men.
We go to Michael Lev and then David Kelly.
Yes, hi Brent. Michael Lev with the Arizona Daily Star. First, a question for both of you. Can you describe kind of what the last 48 to 72 hours have been like? Things have changed in college football. These hires are happening so fast.
It's been fun.
It's been, it's awesome and insane at the same time.
Yeah, I think, again, from my perspective, look, we were faced with a challenge. Obviously, it's a different kind of timing to a degree, but quickly for me, it's about what are we going to do, how are we going to make the best decision possible for the student athletes that we have in the program, and how are we going to maintain the high level priority that we have for Arizona football. And, again, many people know I was lodged in the Great North for a little bit and got stuck there, but it actually provided some clarity. Wasn't here, wasn't in the middle of the frenzy, so it allowed me to talk to a lot of people, clear a lot of the deck really quick, and then begin discussions really fast. Things move fast. I think that's just the nature of it, and it's been, it became pretty clear as I kind of cleared the deck where I wanted to go, and then the conversation started really, and we put it together.
Well, and it's sort of in that same vein, Brent, how quickly do you think you can get your staff together, and are you in a position right now where you can name any names of guys who are coming?
I'm still working on that, and I think the one thing that I'm most excited about is I do think I have a decent commitment from Dwayne Aquina to continue to be part of this, which is exciting. And just the teacher he is, the person he is, the leader he is, I'm excited about that. And so the other pieces are still moving, and I do think that my priority since I've gotten here is a balance of trying to get to know this team and spend some time around this team and meeting one-on-one with some of the players, and then also meeting with some groups of players, because I'm just trying to get to know them, but more importantly, I'm trying to give them a chance to get to know me, because like I mentioned, they're kind of in a tough spot, and with the way the rules are now, right, like anyone can leave at any time, and so that's just the nature of college football. And so how quickly can I start to get to know them, how they can get to know me, we can start to build a connection and believe that the best way to move forward is right here at the University of Arizona.
We go up front here, David, and then Jason in the middle.
Brent, David Kelly from Wildcats Radio 1290. Two questions. How would you describe the disappointment of not getting this job 3 years ago? And then in terms of, coming here now, what was the first lesson that Dick Tomey taught you?
Well, I think when we were here, 23 years ago, we really liked it. We thought, we knew it was a special place, kind of a place that you always hoped you could get back to somehow. You don't always know how that works, and you don't always know if you're going to have a chance to in the profession. But 3 years ago was a tricky one. I was certainly disappointed, right? The place, you guys know how special it is. If you guys didn't think it's special, you guys wouldn't all be here. You know what I mean? The place is really special. So there was disappointment, but there was also, I had to get a team ready. It's like the middle of COVID. I had to get a team ready for a bowl game. It was like we were laughing about it last night. There's just it was a really messy week in terms of our team, San Jose, all those things. And but the truth of the matter is, I think I was at a great place and I had a great job, and this was a great place that I was interested in, that I had a chance to interview for. And I think if you want to talk about Coach Tomey, the harder it gets, the better we play. Okay, I didn't get it, but I need to keep doing a good job at San Jose State so that at some point down the road I might have a chance to go back there. And that's what I thought of.
And the first lesson you taught you?
The first lesson he taught me? Oh, man. Yeah, the team. Yeah, thanks. That's why she's here. All right. Courtney Brennan, let's go. All right, babe. You're hired. But yeah, absolutely. It's always about the team, which I know is a Bo Schembechler, part of Coach Tomey's journey was, GAing for him. And so, but And I think that's a hard thing to create in today's college football. Right? I think that's one of the things that gets most challenging because you have, this guy's making more money than this guy's thinking about going, this guy's thinking about staying. Like it is complicated, but I think the guys that you see having the most success are the guys that do a great job at building the team.
Jason in the middle, then we'll go Troy in the front.
Hey, Coach, Jason Shear, Wildcat Authority. Have you had that moment, I know it's been a whirlwind, but have you had that moment where you kind of reflect and go, like, man, I'm at Arizona? Like that one moment where you're like, okay, I'm the new head coach at Arizona?
Yes, I have. I had it this morning. I was walking with Ben Thenis, who's coming over here with me from San Jose, and we got off the elevator in the wrong place in the building. And we ended up outside, and we walked out on the concourse there, and on the Jumbotron, it was that picture, and it says, welcome, Brent Brennan, head coach. And I'm just looking at the stadium, the sun was kind of coming up. It was this awesome moment. And yes, that was it. I was like, oh my God, let's go. Like, I was so stoked. Ben and I were laughing, and then we walked over to the cafeteria and met some of the players and got a cup of coffee. But that was kind of that moment for me. Even though the picture's funny, when I see this picture, it looks like I'm upset about something. I actually smile quite a bit when I coach. And so this looks like it's the end of the game and we're getting our butts kicked, and I'm trying to figure out this scenario there, but I'm just kidding. That was it for me.
And then one more, in terms of coaching philosophy, you have coaches that are hands-on on offense or defense or kind of oversee everything. How would you describe your overall approach?
I care about the man first, and that's where it starts with me. Because I really think if we help them be stabilized in their academic and personal life, the football takes care of itself. I really believe that. And lots of times when kids are disorganized academically or making bad choices socially, that creates chaos in their football life. And really at the end of the day, for so many of these young people, football is the driver. Football is what they care most about. Right? So how can I help them get their stuff together academically? How can I make sure they're on a good path that way? How can I give them the resources, the people, and the opportunities for their personal life to be stable, right? And then let them grow and thrive under great coaching and great support from the head coach and from the position coaches.
We'll go Troy in the middle, then Brent after him.
Hi, Coach. Troy Hutchison, GoAZCats.com. College football, a lot of it is recruiting and kind of being the lifeblood of a program. What is your philosophy behind that, and how do you see recruiting at Arizona in the landscape right now?
I think this place has everything you need to recruit absolutely high-level talent. And I think we'll be based developmentally and try and be smart about the portal. It's an interesting time, like you said, because the portal is given it's given people a shot at free agency, and then you combine the portal and name, image, and likeness, and you have people basically, whoever has the most money is becoming transactional almost, without any guardrails from, the NCAA, the world, the state, the government. It's really an interesting time that way. So my belief is that this has always been a developmental program, and that your best players are playing as they get a little bit later in their years. And that's when you have a chance, when you can build a team with some consistency and you do a good job of managing the roster, that you can actually keep a consistent, sustainable, winning process, but you got to bring in the right people. And the portal's part of that, right? But in my mind, it's more of a spot fill, and it's need-based. So, shoot, we really need this position. We better go out and get one. And so I think that's what can work here. But in terms of the facility, how we support our players, the academic resources, Tucson, the town, campus life, what more can you ask for?
We'll go to Brett Farron next, and then in the back we'll go Matt, Damian, Jordan. Stay back there.
Brett Farrer, Arizona Daily Star. You mentioned to David's question about 3 years ago in that process. I'm not trying to lead you, but can you speak to your perspective of how intriguing this was, considering how different of a place the program is today than it was 3 years ago, coming off the successes of this past year compared to a difficult ending to the prior regime when the search was happening, in, I guess, 3 seasons ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a great time to be here because of what Jed and his staff did, right? They had a fantastic season. What these players did, right? Like that was really fun to watch. You know, I'm married to a Wildcat alum, right? Like, so we watch Arizona football when I'm not coaching on Saturdays. That's part of it. But I think it's absolutely in a great place, especially when you look at the way the facility has changed in those 3 years. Because I walked into the locker room today to go talk with some of the players, and I was here in 20 for the bowl game, and it's night and day. You know, so the people that have given the money and donated and been involved on a high level to like make that building so nice and so efficient, and like that part of it is awesome, because there's part of it where, you know, young people are, when they come on your campus, where they just ask themselves, where am I going to spend the most time? Well, they're going to spend the most time in the football facility. So how does that space feel to them, right? And so I think this is a better time to take that job because of the recent success and because of the players that are in the room that are so committed already, right? So that's going to be in great alignment with how I'm going to want to build it. And then you know, I think Dave and President Robbins have like put so much support behind it, and the donor base so much support behind it that's given it a chance to elevate it.
Matt, Danny, and Jordan in the back.
Hi, Brent. Matt Reynoldsson with KVOA. Welcome to Tucson. You touched on player development just a little bit, but coaching receivers under Mike Riley and then getting 7 years to run your own program. What's your philosophy on building a player from his freshman year to his senior year to give him the best chance at the NFL?
That is a big question. So I think it starts with, you know, recruiting the right young people. I think there's a certain contingent of young people coming up right now that they like getting recruited. They don't necessarily like playing football. I think there's you know, it's fun to get 20,000 likes and retweets because you had a nice one-handed catch in your 7-on-7 thing. But we all know how hard it is to catch the ball one-handed, right? And so you see that with young people. I think starting with the player or the person first, right, and really investing in his process here. But if we're going to talk about receivers, right, you have to recruit someone who has the talent and then also has the love of football, right? And then to get them to the NFL, I mean, that's a combination of talent, scheme, and development, right? And I think that's one of the things over time that, you know, in our experience at San Jose State, that we were really fortunate, where, you know, we took a lot of tweeners, we took a lot of guys that were, you know, not recruited on the highest level, and, you know, all of a sudden we're winning the conference, or we're playing for the conference championship, or we're playing meaningful games late in November, which we hadn't been doing the previous, you know, it had happened, you know, I think when we got there, we'd had 3 winning seasons in 30 years. So, you know, the developmental piece is an everyday thing, but it also comes with recruiting the kind of player that wants to be that committed to get to that level. Because if I took Arizona's team here, oh shoot, or San Jose State, I thought I knocked my water over. San Jose's team, and I said, raise your hands, who wants to go to the NFL? Every person in the room would raise their hand, right? And even the guys that don't play, right? And like, think that's like such an unrealistic thing, right? Like, I'm like, dude, you don't even play here, like, huh? You know, but it's those ones that like demonstrate that they're that committed. There's the ones that demonstrate day in and day out that they're willing to work that hard. And we've been really lucky. We've coached a lot of NFL players over the last 25 years. But I think any coach that's coached an NFL player would tell you that that guy was an insane worker and just supremely committed. And then you match that kind of high-level commitment with high-level talent, and now you're in the top 0.5% of 1% in the world, right?
Damien and then Jordan in the back.
Brent right here. Damian Alameda, 13 News. Welcome back to Tucson.
Thank you.
Following up on a point that you made earlier, how do you foster a culture of team in this current era of college football?
You know, we worked really hard at that over time, and honestly, Coach Tomey was a lot of the foundation for that. Not just the team, but like Coach Tomey was the first head coach I was ever around that actually did like active team building, and you know, got like football players together and, you know, in small circles and breakout sessions and talking about really intense stuff. And what it did was it built connection, right? It, like, guys found common ground. And you know, over the years, I've sat in so many of those circles, and it's amazing because in order to play for each other and to really put in the work that it takes to be good at football, like they have to care about each other, right? And how do you get them to care about each other? They have to know each other on a deeper level. It can't just be like, what's up, dude, in the locker room. It's not enough. And so you have to get them talking about real stuff so they get to know each other. And so we've done a bunch of team building, a lot of really fun exercises. At San Jose, we've done them on Friday nights before a game with the team, or we've also done them, throughout the whole offseason. And it's Nancy, I would say it's a collection of, it started with Coach Tomey's stuff, but over the years I've talked to lots of other head coaches and built it out from there. And it's been a really good thing for us in terms of the guys getting to know each other, because it is getting harder to do that. It is getting harder. But I think also if the person up in front is ultimately committed to it, it has the best chance for it to be successful. And that's what I am.
Go to the back to Jordan and then Mr. Hanson after that.
Hi, Coach Jordan Ham, Sports 360 AZ. How did you grow as a coach after you didn't get this job 3 years ago that made you ready for this time around?
I think it was, at the time I wasn't really looking at it in terms of how it would play out with a chance at another shot at Arizona. It was really trying to get better at San Jose. And that year was the first winning season we'd had. We won the Mountain West championship. And so then that was like, how do I sustain that? Like, how do we find a way to be sustainable at San Jose? Because, so this year, 22 and 23, this was the first back-to-back winning seasons since 91, 92, Ben, I think that's right. And so coming out of 20, like we went 5-7. And it was a massive learning experience for us, because we're like, okay, where did we not? And what I learned in that time is that after that successful year, like I needed to push harder. And I thought, because we had the 6-year seniors and the COVID babies, that, that those guys would carry the weight, right, of that. And they knew what it took, but they didn't. And so that's something I had to fix. And then the next few years,